would you be with somebody who was less ambitious?
I would.
Yeah.
I would.
If they could dedicate more time, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. For me, like I said, I don't need to have somebody with a flashy car or a nice house or anything like that. For me, it's what do they bring to a relationship that I really value. And for me, that is that humour, it's that quality time, it's that those little things that make you smile. And I do the same likewise. And I feel like when I don't get that back, I retreat because I feel like I'm not good enough for that person, which then breeds insecurity, which then breeds me feeling like I need to change or fix myself. Which I would like to be with somebody that can facilitate those things where I don't feel that way, but I know that that's on me also.
Yeah, I get that. I think it's one of those things where, I always say we can have anything we want, but we can't have everything we want.
For sure.
And I think we have to understand the qualities or things that we find attractive in someone.
Yeah.
There's a flip side to that coin always. Do you know what I mean? And it's about asking ourselves, can we accept what that comes with? So, we hear a lot of time people, women will say, I want a guy who's really, really ambitious. But then what comes with that is that he is going to have less quality time for you. But equally, the guy who has more quality time to have those moments, he's not going to be as ambitious. He's not going to be as front-footed in succeed in certain things. So I think it's really, and there's no right or wrong about it, but it's really about understanding, okay, what is it that's important to you? And are you willing to take what comes with the other side of that coin? Because everything we find attractive about someone, there's a flip side to that, And the example I always give, it's like, sometimes guys will be like, oh, I want to be with like a gorgeous girl, etc., Y, X, Y, and Z. And then they get with that kind of girl, but then every time they go out or she goes out, she's always getting attention. And he's like, well, I don't like it. Why are you guys giving her attention? All this stuff. And I'm like, that's what comes with being with a beautiful woman. Like, that's just how it is. If you don't want that to be the case, then you need to choose a woman who's more suited for what you're looking for. But then you can't ask her to be, a gorgeous girl if you don't want her to get hit on. That's just the way the world is. Do you know what I mean? Have you felt like there's certain compromises that you weren't willing to make that you're willing to make now and vice versa that you made before that you're like, nah, I'm not going to do that anymore?
Yes, I changed myself.
Yeah, how so?
I stopped dressing up. I stopped looking after myself and my appearance. Okay. I tried to dull myself down and not be as outward and chatty and just more me.
Okay, so as in like you did that post the relationship, do you mean? Or
no, I did it in the relationship.
Was that what you wanted to do, or
no? It's something that I fell into.
Okay.
By accident. Okay. And snowballed into lack of self-confidence, lack of self-worth, all of those type of things, which I really regret because that's on me.
Sure. And you don't have to share this, but why do you think that happened? Like what created that shift for you?
I feel like it was the dynamics of the relationship. I feel that I tried my best and I didn't feel like my best was good enough on certain occasions.
Right.
And that's not on his part, that's down to me, my mentality. But I do feel like that it coincided with me not trusting my own judgment and becoming less self-confident.
Yeah, I hear you. What's something you'd like to bring to the conversation today? Is there anything you want to talk about?
I think I'd like to talk about, thank you for asking, by the way.
Yeah, always, come on, this is a two-way street. Let's go.
I think I'd like to talk about the content creation, influencer, social media world.
Yes.
Because I've been in previous relationships with content creators, I find that it's very image conscious, very image related.
Yeah.
And it's about showing up and always being this person online. So I'm wondering, is there a line that gets blurred between finding somebody through social media, through their brand or how they show themselves, as per authenticity of morals, values, and all of that kind of thing?
Very true. So what have you found from dating guys in that space?
I feel personally that they're more image conscious, but they would like to have those other things.
Yeah.
But when you get so far into it, then they do things or say things that make you feel like you're not what they're looking for. So I think it's down to the other person and yourself to recognize that maybe you are that type of person and that's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay if you're image conscious and you want to have all of that.
Yeah.
But I just think for me personally, I wouldn't want to get involved again with that if they weren't able to really kind of see a future.
Yeah, just really I guess, have a separation between himself as the brand and then him as who he is. I get that. Why do you think you were drawn to that kind of person in the first place?
I think I was drawn to that kind of person because, well, actually, it was because they were speaking to me online and they were funny. And I honestly, it didn't matter that they were image conscious. It was one of those things that you go, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But it wasn't something that really mattered to me. So I judged it on the basis of, okay, we'll go out, we'll see how we get on. And that developed in the sense that I did feel like at the start I was what they were looking for. But as time went on, I realised that maybe that, again, priority and their wants and needs were actually very different to mine. So that's where the confusion comes in.
Yeah. Have you noticed like similar things in terms of if you date a couple of guys who are also content creators and influencers, have you noticed similar needs and desires that they have, or is it really completely dependent on the guy?
Dependent, I would say.
Sure.
Really dependent, because there are some guys that they would do anything for you and they literally will put you first, and it doesn't matter what they're doing in their life, they will make sure that they are there for you. So I can't say it about all men, because I can only go by what I've experienced. And like I said, it's not the fact that anybody's bad. It's just that we just want different things. And that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Is that the kind of guy that you want? As in, would absolutely put you first over everything else?
I'd say so, yeah. Yeah, I'd say so. I think I'm just looking for somebody that would just really like to spend time with me. Like I would like to spend time with them. Yeah,
I get that. I think there's plenty of guys out there for that. You know, like, what's your experience been like since things ended?
It's been interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I've been more focusing on myself, finding my feet, bringing back that spark and that absolute, maybe a touch of chaos, but not too much.
Need a bit of a balance in there.
Yeah, for sure.
Need a bit of a balance in there. Let me ask you something. What would you say is your biggest hurdle with guys today? I think it's your biggest hurdle.
I genuinely do think it is that face value of somebody seeing you on Instagram or at events, and they see you as that type of person, but I'm much more than that. And I believe that that's the biggest hurdle for me, is how do you create those strong bonds with somebody when you know that those bonds have been created over an ideology?
Over a projection.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, this is where, going on dates, talking to them, just really getting to know them.
Yeah.
I think really just getting to know them. But I guess it's interesting because I think sometimes, depending where a guy is at in his own career, professional, etc., I think women can desire them, but for the projection of what they think he is or who he is and all that stuff. And it feels good at first, but then you'd be like, oh, well, actually, they're actually into me because of who they think I am, not because of who we actually are. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So for you in that space, especially as a woman in this space, because would you say there's a lot more women who are like influencers, content creators than guys? I've heard that a lot, but what's your experience been?
Yeah, I'd say so, but I do think that men are getting more involved.
For 100% they are.
Yeah, and it's not bad. I mean, go for it.
Yeah, 100%. What do you think in regards to, socializing, making new connections with like female friends as well? How's that been in terms of making friends with female influencers in the space as well? Do you feel like there's a difference there compared to like the normal someone who's not in that space?
Yeah, for sure. But
Yeah,
I've actually had really good experiences on that.
that's good.
I feel like the girls that I've met in the influencer space are so supportive, so
Mm,
kind, so lovely. I have no issues with anybody that I've met or been to an event with. I feel like they're really supportive, and
yeah,
it's such a lovely experience.
that's so good. Sometimes we don't always hear that.
Yeah,
I think sometimes I've heard from other girls who have been doing it for, because you started this year, right?
that's right.
So I know a few guys who have been doing it for like several years,
Mhm.
and that when it comes to, it's like, it's supportive when there's like nothing on the table. Like there's no like, okay, getting this guy or getting this job. But then, I don't know, like anything, it's kind of like, okay, did you get invited to this? Or, you know, how many followers do you have now? And all that stuff, which is weird because we're guys. I guess I'm technically a content creator in the space. Like girls always ask each other, how many followers do you have? I've never had that with guys. That never like happens. So it's just like, oh yeah, what kind of content do you do? Most of the time we assume it's like fitness or style.
Yeah, yeah.
If you do, it's fitness or style. What's something else? Is there anything else you want to bring to the conversation today? Anything you want to talk about?
I think it's vulnerability.
Say more. What do you mean?
Vulnerability. So how can you, as I don't know how to word it best.
Sorry?
So I find that it takes a long time for a man to become vulnerable and really,
Yeah.
really vulnerable.
Mm.
And I love that. And I just
Yeah.
want that. So how does it happen? Please teach me.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Hope you really enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full episode where that clip is from, then I want you to click right here where you can watch the full episode. And if you're ready to claim your man today, enroll in my program below, and I'll see you there. Wishing you an amazing day.